crispy.
Yeah, hey all, Obi-Wan here. What we've got here today is we've got a bit of a diorama video, a bit of a how-to. This dios are made up for Darius P, or D Amazing, is where I met him at on Instagram. We became bros, and he said he liked some of my stuff, so I said, "Oh, sweet man," and we hooked up, and hooking him up with this dio. So it's a car park, and this video is basically going to show you. I'm going to break it down and show you how I've done everything, what I've used, how I've painted it. So if you're into that, stay on. If not, peace. So this is the cool part. This is what made me get really excited about this diorama. I'll give you a little look. If I turn this light off, and then I turn these lights on, and that one, and I go like that, and I go like that. Okay. We now got some light going on. We've got some lights up top on the roof, and I think it's looking pretty damn good. Here's a 6-inch figure just to have a bit of a geezer, the height of him. I'm giving Batman Masterpiece a bit of use. He doesn't see much action, but he suits this car park type scene, I think, pretty good because of the movie. He's a Dark Knight. You all know the scene. He's crashing through the cars. He's doing all types of shit in the car parks. He's badass. So with the skylights above, like that's the only light coming through at the moment, and it's lighting this car park up pretty good. So I'm really excited with that. Okay, let's break it down. We've got the floor here. What I've done is I've actually used some, I've used just MDF, is what we call it here in Australia. I painted it black both sides, okay, and then what I've done is I've gone over this with the dry brush, just with some grey, and done some dints and things like that in it, then dry brushed it with some brown, so that gives us a pretty good floor, like a concrete floor. So I'll get rid of that. Then what we've got is we've got our back wall, and what I actually did here is I've got the same thing again. If you look at the back of it, there you go. It's just MDF board. You get it from any hardware, okay? These little squares you see, they're actually where the bricks are. Okay, so that's your brickwork there. So I've cut out the MDF and got my Stanley knife and things in there to do these score marks, to make it look like the plasterboard or whatever has been smashed. Then put the bricks behind. Gives it a good look, I think. So you've got a little bit there. Okay, you've got some battle damage there. You've got another piece just here. Okay. Then what I've got is I've used just some silicone just here. Hard to see, but in the right light, it actually looks like it's water. So we've got water trickling down from these pipes. I just used some aluminium and put some brown on it. You can kind of see it there. I don't have the best camera in the world. But anyway, you get the drift, and there you go, out of this pipe here. That's just clear silicone, buy it from the hardware, and that's just put onto the board to make it look like we've got some water going on. So I'll get rid of that. Okay, now what we've got is we've got the garage door. I'll give you a look at the back. Same thing again. It's just MDF board. And then if you look at it from the top, you've got thin MDF board. It's like 3mm. Okay. Then you've got a 12mm board just here. So 1/2 inch for the American guys. And what I've done is I've basically just beaten it all up. Beaten up all the edges. Chunked out there. And then what I did is I actually got little strips of 3mm and I sanded each strip to give it a roller door effect. So, and then put, of course, some dints and things in it. And, you know, you've got to have your bullet holes and things like that. Okay, so then I dry brushed all over that. Look, simple method for dry brushing really is if, like, let's take this for instance. I painted it black. Then I usually have, say, 2 to 3 greys going on. I have a dark grey. Usually put that on first. And then what I'll do is I'll get a little bit lighter grey and I'll put that on. All of this is most of the time dry brushing, because otherwise it looks like you've just gone and just slapped on a heap of paint, and it's not going to look any good. It's not going to give you the look you want. You want it to look like a beaten up old concrete, you know, wall. This is what it wants to look like, in my opinion anyway. So then what you do is you want to do your highlights, and so you get your lighter paint, your lightest one, so you can see around here. You can even see on the edges here. I've done some nice highlights and things like that. You want to then dry brush again with your dry brush. What dry brushing basically means just get most of the paint off the brush and then go to town. You know, it helps the brush hit the high spots, and because there's not much paint on the brush, it's going to hit the high spots and not put paint everywhere. Okay. Then what we do is we hit the bottom with a bit of brown. Gives it that dirty look. I've hit it with brown the whole way along. I'm having trouble here with these lights. They've been a pain in the ass. But anyway, brown all the way along, because then it gives it that dirty effect. And then what you've got is you've got the complete garage. Okay. And that can go on either side. The good thing about this prop is you can just use this. I think it's an awesome prop. You can just use this garage door. Now, I actually scaled it. That should be the exact size of a 2-door garage door that you'd find in your house, divided to, you know, the 1/12 scale. So anyway, that's that. Okay, now all we got is I'll give you a look at the end. Timber. It is timber. Woohoo! It's 45 by 45 timber, so close to 2 inches, or 1 3/4 for you guys. Where I work, look, we've got a spray booth, so I actually I smashed the sides of the timber to give it that column look, so it looks like it's, you know, beaten up. That's pretty well what we're wanting. Then I got it painted. That's actually 2-pack, same as what you'd find on your car, 2-pack yellow. Then I just got some black spray paint, masked it up. I tried to get it even, but it ended up I thought it looked better just a bit uneven, because, you know, any man goes and bloody paints these things in the car park. So painted it black, pulled the tape off, easy peasy. Got some again brown dry brushing. If in doubt, dry brush it brown. What that gives it gives it its dirty look, as you can see. You know, I haven't gone wild. I've just given it a little bit of dirt, and rather than it looking perfect, it now looks like a beaten up column. You know what I mean? So that's the go. So that's that. You know, where the excitement's at, the roof. Okay. If I get this light here, I've actually got a light here. I'll turn this one out, and that's our roof. Okay, I've got a light shining above it, and that's awesome. To me, that's fucking awesome. So, crank this light back on here. Basically, same thing again. 3mm MDF. I've got these just sitting in here loose, but they're tight. So out it comes. Actually, this is just some acrylic. You can pick this up at a hardware. I used a trimmer to trim around the edges so that it would then sit in here nice and flush. Okay, get in there. Yeah, that's how we do it. So from this side, you can see, yeah, that's the shit. From this side, you can see it's all nice and flush. Okay, so you can see that it's all nice and flush. So that's the roof. Real excited. I thought it looked awesome. You know, it gives you a little bit of light for having a roof, because most of the time we don't have stuff over the top, because that's where all our lights and things are. So anyway, that's exciting for me. Check it out. The good thing about these props is I've made them all loose. You got loose floor, loose back, loose top, loose columns, loose piece there, loose floor. Check it out. You have a monster ass garage going this way now. So I mean, many options. There you go, D. You can put 1,000,000 of those Carmen bikes in there. Bang, you can be shooting pics for days. So I mean, that's humongous. So oh, hang on, I'll put a figure here just so you can get the gist of it. Look at that shit. And then, you know, it keeps going along. Okay, so that's another option too. You can use any of these backdrops anyway. So I mean, I think it also helped me to flat pack this because I got to post it to D and I'm in Australia, so it's a good idea, I think, to have it all set up loose, and you know, it helps you to use these props for anything that you want down the track. You might want to use a column, you might want to use that, you might want to use this. Anyway, I think that's pretty damn cool.
That's crispy.